Ready?
Ready?
Hi, my name is Hans-Peter Meyer, and this is the second of my conversations with Chef Philippe Gagne here at the Breakwater Restaurant at the Kingfisher Resort on just south of Courtenay on Vancouver Island. Now, when we were talking before, Philippe, you mentioned some of the changes coming up in the menu, so let's just talk about that. I'm particularly interested in how people like yourself, chefs, restaurants, are using local product on their menus. So are we going to see local product on your menu, and what's it going to be?
Yeah, so most of the local product that makes sense for me to use seems to be all from the ocean, mainly. I really like some of the cheeses that are created at Natural Pasture, Little Qualicum. So you will see some of those definitely also. So the clams, the mussels, Hollywood oysters.
So where are these coming from? Like where are you getting your clams?
Yeah, so the clams are from Cortez, and so is some of the mussels also come from Cortez with Cease. And
this guy's a bit of a legend on the coast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely a really nice person. I don't know about the legend around him, but I really like buying from him for sure, and I really like his presence when he comes with his product, which is what I find one of the most interesting things about buying local is when I get to see the face of the people that bring me and that do create that. So it's the same with Hollywood. I really like when she comes and her smiles and she brings, and I know she's been working before, but that I really like to see their face. And
and I love those little oysters, those little Hollywood oysters. Oh, those are...
Yeah, we buy the Zen, the Satori, and the Hollywood. What's nice about the Hollywood for the dish I will have on the menu is that it's a little bigger, so therefore it's good for the poaching and frying of it. I find the other ones are a little too small for me to have that technique attached to them. So, but the Zen and the Satoris, yeah, they're beautiful for raw oysters, and we've been selling a lot more than we have in the past, which is great.
Why do you think that is? Is there some kind of awareness about local shellfish that's happening now?
I think it's mostly because, once again, the menu is smaller, and then the servers are able to focus on offering those things because they don't have to choose from 12 appetizers. Now it's around 6, 7, 8 appetizers that there is, and I try to keep those local product the main focus, and that's what I want to be recognized from, is to utilizing those main focus, not really going with the conventional approach of making sure everybody gets pleased.
And how are people responding?
Oh, very well. Like we've had really great January and February, which I know around the end of December, a lot of the co-workers were saying, okay, we're going to be slow for 2 months, and I'm really happy from the lunches and the dinner. We've been fairly busy, definitely.
Okay, so you're having there's other seafood besides shellfish on your menu. What else are we going to see on this new menu?
This new menu, we'll see a sockeye salmon dish. We'll see a lingcod dish, and we'll keep the tuna from Estevan, which was served with soba noodles, which I really like, and because I really enjoy to have the soba noodles. I know it's something that nobody really serves other than in Japanese restaurants. Sometimes you'll have a little salad. We serve it as a main dish with kind of a ginger cream, and it goes really well with that meatiness of the tuna. Yeah.
Okay, so something you've touched on a little bit here is, and that you mentioned at the chef's table that I was at recently, was that you like to talk about, or like to have a simple approach to this food, but it's rich in flavor. So how does that, there's lots of complex things going on. So tell me about how simple works in your menu.
Yeah, so simple is that we shouldn't, a lot of times, like if you break down a bottle of wine, you'll be left with main flavors, and a lot of time it'll be like 2 or 3 that you're able to identify fairly simply. So I see, when I create the menu, the menu, it needs to be a bit the same, where the main flavors need to be good, and therefore, which is why the best product you can get, which a lot of time is local. Utilize that, but utilize that in a way that it shines and that it's not overcomplicated, and you don't need to recreate things and break them down. You know, a lot of times if you're able to manipulate them the least amount, you're able to keep that flavor, and people will taste that.
So give me an item on your menu that you like and that maybe other people aren't very familiar with, or they're just not appreciating, and break it down for me how that works in your approach.
Yeah, so I think one of the items that we serve for lunch and that will be on still for a while is a smoked steelhead salad with fingerling potatoes, served with farm fresh egg, one farm fresh egg that is medium boiled. And with a tarragon vinaigrette. And it's just what is nice is the mix of all the flavor, the fact of there's a bit of richness in the smoked steelhead. There's some nice tenderness in the fingerling potato, and some nice crunchiness in the mix that we make, which is watercress, arugula, and frisée. And the tarragon vinaigrette just goes really well with the fish. And it just creates something that is simple, looks beautiful, and that I think it's an item that could definitely sell more.
So why do you think people aren't jumping on that item, for example?
I can't say I'm 100% sure. I know that people, like a lot of the customers that we get, unless they come from the city, they have an attitude around what is familiar about certain things. So Caesar salad will sell. We sell a lot of Caesar salad because a lot of people go to the restaurant, and wherever they go, they'll see a Caesar salad, they'll buy that. So now that there's not too many other choice, I think there has to be something. It has to be a bit of an adventure. People have to go out and want to be adventurous, I think, around what they eat and wanting to try it the way it is.
Okay, so another way that we can have an adventure here, besides trying the steelhead salad, which I'm going to have to try now because I'm one of those people who typically orders a Caesar, are your chef's table events, and you've got one coming up in early April. I think you're trying to do one every month. Is that right? Can you talk a bit about your approach to the chef table and why you're doing that and what happens there?
It seems to be that we're going to try to do it every 2 months. The approach is to create an intimate setting of 20 people that hopefully will get talking to each other and share an hour and a half, 2 hours of smaller dishes, but that will be intricate and fun and inspired. Like right now, I don't really have an idea what the next chef's table will be in itself, but I know it'll be fun to create it because I like to be a bit spontaneous in my creativity. That's definitely one of my traits. And this one won't be related at all. Like the last one was a bit off the main menu that was there. That was just to get a feel on how people would react, what they would like. This one I'll create the whole thing out of, it will be all new. And
okay, well, I'm looking forward to that, and thanks a lot for talking to me again. And again, we're at the Breakwater Restaurant. That's the new name for the Kingfisher Resort Restaurant, just south of Courtenay here on Vancouver Island. Thank you, Philippe.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you.